Also, this following week after these fights, the fights that we had a chance to see
fights for this week
were Anthony Thompson got first round, sixth round knockout. Sorry,
it's, Robert Frazier, tough veteran. You've seen him. He's never been knocked out, but like one time in his whole career. Fought Winky Wright, Pooh Powell.
Robert Frazier, definitely a tough journeyman fighter, good fighter, and
Thompson dominated him and
knocked him out.
Frazier, they stopped it in the corner after the 6th round.
And I mean, that's the most impressive Thompson's been.
Definitely, great win for
since
Thompson.
his loss, probably.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't impressive there, but since coming back, I suppose.
Needs a rematch with Grady Brewer, who knocked him out. The contender champ, that would even sell now.
There you go. That'd be easy. And we'll get to contenders in a minute, but also on the undercard.
Well, no, in the main event of that one.
Okay.
Kid Diamond defeated Emmanuel Augustus somehow. He actually did beat him.
Now this fight was Augustus came in on like 2 days' notice.
Yeah, they had another opponent. Don't even know who it was.
Kid Diamond somehow, usual 135-pound fighter versus Augustus, who has been 140 in most recent fights over the last several years now. He lost legitimately to Kid Diamond.
Shocking.
2 days' notice,
even
but
though
still
he's used to that kind of thing. So.
He is used to it. He usually stays in shape.
Yeah. Now he's got a bad record.
And it didn't really bother his record. But he's still got a winning record, barely. Well, he's holding on.
I was just shocked that he actually lost. If I would have read that on the computer without seeing it, I would have thought it was a robbery.
Yep.
Because he's been robbed several times, but
this was not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, he's got to get back in line, I guess. I mean,
that shouldn't take long for him.
Except, I don't know, he wasn't in the spotlight too much anyhow.
He was on the verge of getting some pretty good fights. He was in talks with Demetrius Hopkins at one point, Vivian Harris, calling guys like that out and actually going back.
These guys didn't really want to fight him, though. I mean, he's a dangerous fight, and even though he's got a cult following now, he's definitely got a following. The promoters aren't going to risk it for Augustus.
Yeah.
And whether the fighters of course will fight him, but their promoters aren't going to let that happen. Anyhow, it doesn't matter now. Kid Diamond, his promoter let Augustus step in, which was shocking.
Yeah, definitely.
That they would allow that.
Top rank, Bobby Aaron.
That's
definitely shocking.
Yeah, because they would definitely know.
Yeah, of course.
Augustus's track record, and Aram, a former promoter of Mayweather, and Mayweather still says Augustus was his toughest fight.
Yeah, and that's the guy who brought Augustus to be known, basically, because he gave Mayweather toughest fight to date so far. Back then, definitely.
Yeah, and anyhow, that's that fight, and also Friday night fights. It was a contender show. It was the main event. Courtney Bundridge actually got the win over Chris Smith. Told you not to trust a mechanic. And just the mechanic couldn't fix that Johnson rod and lost.
Another loss for Chris Smith. He needs to just basically give it up.
He can be a gatekeeper. I don't know if he's even a gatekeeper, but he can be a journeyman. Sure.
Just doesn't have it at all.
We need them.
He was looking pretty impressive. Then David Estrada came along and knocked him out, and ever since then it's been all downhill. So I was pretty high on Smith actually before that. So
and also
undercard.
Well, that's what he gets for being on women's undercards. But anyhow,
undercard Walter Wright from the contender had a very good, impressive performance. 8th round knockout of an undefeated guy like 8-0 or something. And so nobody great or anything, but just dominated him the whole way.
A guy that wasn't used to losing though.
Yeah. Dominated him the whole way. Fast, accurate, put his punches together real well. So good win for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bundridge and Walter Wright, both from the contender,
and they fought each other
from this recent
season 2.
Recent contender. Won, and I have to say they're looking more impressive than the first batch of guys overall. I mean, Ishe Smith, of course, and Mora and Fredo, but
That's it, basically.
But the level that these guys generally were,
yeah.
These guys are better than your Anthony Bonsantes and
Definitely.
people like that.
And Brent Cooper.
Brent Cooper, definitely. But yeah, so who won that little Minnesota fight, by the way?
I have no idea.
Don't really care, but they fought,
Vanda.
and one of them won, maybe.
Maybe, probably a draw. Hopefully a double knockout.
Hopefully, but Minnesota boxing, I mean, that's like saying South Carolina boxing, although I have to say South Carolina boxing is better.
Somehow.
Sadly.
Paul Williams claims from here.
He's definitely better than anyone from Minnesota.
Put together.
And
well, they had Scott Ledoux, too. So there you go.
Well, I don't know then.
Yeah.
Scott Ledoux, he's shit. Yeah. He got knocked out by who?
Everybody.
Too long to list. We don't have enough tape. Anyhow, that's the results show for the week. See you later.